It's that time once again! Here are 50 amazing facts to blow your mind. Krystyna Skarbek was a Polish agent of the British Special Operatives Executive Unit. She became a British agent months before the SOE was founded in July of 1940. She was the first female agent of the British to serve in the field and the longest serving of all of Britain's wartime women agents. Steven Stucker, best known for his role as the Mad Traffic Controller in the 1980 movie Airplane, died only 6 years later to AIDS. He publicly revealed his condition in 1985, making him one of the first popular entertainers to be lost to the recently discovered disease. He was only 38. When staying as a guest in Charles Dickens' house, Hans Christian Andersen requested that one of Dickens' sons give him a daily shave. He said that this was customary when hosting male guests in Denmark. Dickens was weirded out and instead gave him a daily appointment at a nearby barbershop. The first firefighter to be killed while responding to the 9/11 events was named Daniel Sir and passed after a person jumped out of the South Tower and landed on him. The US ambassador to Czechoslovakia when it transitioned from communism to capitalism was Shirley Temple. The first president of Turkmenistan banned beards and dogs from the capital and ordered the closure of all hospitals and libraries outside the capital, stating that the sick should go to the capital for treatment and that Turkmens did not read anyway. Someone at the National Health Service in England sent a test email to 840,000 colleagues, and another replied all, resulting in one of the largest reply all storms. 168 million emails were sent between people and caused the health system to be down for half a day. The 2021 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix marked a significant moment in F1 history. A late safety car and a race director's decision allowed Max Verstappen to win his first world championship, bringing an end to one of the most dramatic seasons in motorsport. A man was confined to an abandoned container ship with no power for 4 years after it was detained in Egypt and its owners went bankrupt. Sweden's main battle tank during the Cold War didn't have a turret. The Stratuswagen 103's auto-loading cannon ran almost the entire length of the vehicle and was traversed by engaging the tracks and elevating by adjusting the hull suspension. In 1866, Congress meant to put explorer William Clark on the 5-cent bill, but a last name mix-up led Treasury official Spencer Clark to put himself on it. This resulted in Congress passing an amendment banning living people from appearing on US currency. The Los Alamos scientists were so confident about the design of Little Boy, later dropped on Hiroshima, that a full-scale nuclear explosive test was not conducted. Freddie Mercury was born with 4 extra teeth, causing a prominent overbite. Despite being self-conscious about them, he never got them fixed, believing the extra space in his mouth contributed to his vocal ability. He feared altering his teeth might change his voice. While serving as a troop ship during World War I, the Olympic, the sister ship of the Titanic, rammed and sunk a U-boat that was trying to torpedo her. As the U-boat sank, the Olympic sailed on and did not pick up survivors. JFK was almost assassinated just after his election win due to his Catholic faith. JFK was only saved because the attacker didn't want to harm Jackie or his kids and couldn't find the president alone. The actor who played Fredo in The Godfather, John Cazale, appeared in 5 films over 7 years from 1972 to 78. Each one was nominated for Best Picture: Godfather, Godfather 2, The Conversation, Dog Day Afternoon, and The Deer Hunter. He died in 1978 right after Deer Hunter with Meryl Streep by his side. Martin Sommer, a convicted concentration camp guard who allegedly had 2 priests crucified, became a double amputee in military service and was released from his life sentence in prison in 1971. This was because no prison was equipped to continue treating his wartime injuries. In 1828, a surgeon who had previously been in Andrew Jackson's militia during the War of 1812 started keeping track of every violent and abusive quarrel Jackson had caused or partaken in. The final list accumulated to nearly 100. One of the reasons the nature of Greek fire had been lost to time is the Byzantines compartmentalized the production, similar to modern top-secret weapon development such as the Manhattan Project. John Elwes from 1714 to 1789 was the MP for Berkshire and was an eccentric miser believed to inspire Dickens' Scrooge. Inheriting vast wealth, he lived in rags, ate spoiled food, and would walk miles in the rain just to save coach fare. He amassed £500,000 at the time, which is £81 million in 2021 dollars, by his death. General Hussein Kamal al-Majid and his brother General Saddam Kamal, who were cousins of Saddam Hussein, married two of his daughters, defected to Jordan in 1995 to work with the West. In 1996, Saddam convinced them to come home and all was forgiven. They were both dead inside 3 days. An elephant helped the British war effort in World War I. The military requisitioned many horses, and a circus elephant in Sheffield named Lizzie was repurposed to transport munitions and scrap. That's a job that usually required 3 horses. Other exotic animals such as camels were also used for the same job. In 1910, Vienna was the 3rd largest city in Europe after London and Paris. By 2025, it still hadn't reached the same population that it had in 1910. During World War II, Volkswagen produced wood-burning cars called Holzbrenner due to fuel shortages. They ran on flammable gas produced by heating wood, not by burning it directly. In 1984, Steven Tyler and Joe Perry of Aerosmith heard a song on the radio. Tyler liked it and told Perry that they should do a cover version. Perry turned to Tyler and said, "That's us, F-head." Tyler didn't remember writing or performing their 75 song, You See Me Crying. Princess Haya bint Hussein won around £550 million in a divorce settlement. This was against Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. During the court proceedings, the court found that he had previously kidnapped 2 of his daughters and he had installed bugging software on the lawyers' phones. This, in addition to the fact that he was a threat risk to his ex-wife. In Poland, pasta with cream and strawberries is a common dish and is often served in school canteens. That sounds good. Your brain can actually trick you into thinking you're hungry when you're just dehydrated. The deadliest fireworks accident in the United States was the Station nightclub fire. In 2003, the Station nightclub was hosting a Great White concert when pyrotechnics ignited acoustic foam. The resulting fire saw 100 fatalities and 230 injuries. Over 1.2 million spiders were silked to gather around 36,000 kilometers of spider silk from which the golden spider silk cape was woven. The Society for the Prevention of Useless Giving was founded in New York in 1912. It was created to oppose pointless Christmas gifts and the custom of employees giving expensive presents to bosses. It reached 6,000 members, with Theodore Roosevelt as its first male member before fading during World War I. In 1338, Scottish Countess Agnes of Dunbar led the successful defense of Dunbar Castle during a 5-month siege by a much larger English army. At one point, they threatened to kill her captured brother if she didn't surrender. She replied that his death would only benefit her as she was his heir. Janet Jackson was in the sitcom Good Times as a child actor. The United States operated a nuclear reactor in Antarctica to reduce the need for fossil fuels. It operated for less than 10 years, and its large crew cleanup costs and unreliability led to its early decommissioning. The longest recorded duel in history began in 1794 and lasted 19 years. It featured many separate battles across Europe between 2 French officers. Despite their long-lasting rivalry, the 2 officers eventually reconciled and ended their dueling spree cordially. Pierce Brosnan was not allowed to wear a tuxedo in other films while he was under contract for the James Bond franchise. This is partially why he shows up to a black and white ball with an unbuttoned dress shirt and untied bow in the Thomas Crown Affair from 1999. Because North Dakota is often the last stop for people visiting all 50 US states, they have a Best for Last club. If you advise it's the last stop on your journey, you get a commemorative t-shirt and certificate. They even clap for you too for saving the best for last. Constance Fisher from 1929 to 1973 was a woman with schizophrenia who offed 3 of her children in 1954. After years in an institution, she was released, then 3 more in 1966. Deemed unfit for trial, she was hospitalized, escaped in 1973, and died soon after in an accident. When Burt Bacharach and Hal David gave their song Make It Easy on Yourself to Jerry Butler instead of Dionne Warwick, she angrily responded, "Don't make me over." The 2 writers wrote a new song around the phrase, and it became a top 40 single hit for Bacharach, David, and Warwick. Metallica planned to call their first album Metal Up Your Ass, with the album cover being a hand coming through a toilet bowl holding a machete dripping with blood. The distributors heavily objected to the name, and the record label did not allow them to use it. GameStop made a training video to teach male employees how to talk to women. Some correspondence chess competitions allow players to consult endgame table bases during a game. This allows them to use a perfect best move from a database that's been pre-calculated by a computer. Joseph Guillotine, the namesake for the infamous guillotine, actually opposed capital punishment entirely, but felt he wouldn't garner enough support to do away with it entirely. He advocated for the guillotine because it was a more humane way than many other alternative execution methods. In the 1940s and 50s, Canada ran nutrition experiments of over 1,300 Indigenous people, including 1,000 children in residential schools and remote communities. They deliberately malnourished many to study vitamins. Historian Ian Mosby exposed the abuses in 2013. Uppercase and lowercase letters are called that because back when people printed using metal letters, ink, and brush to help keep letters organized, the big letters were stored in the upper compartments and the little ones were in the lower compartments. By 1859, vodka was the source of more than 40% of Russian government's revenue. Gelatinous blobs rained from the sky over Oakville, Washington in 1994, reportedly causing illness in people and killing animals. A 2008 study found that the quantity of bumper stickers on a car was a predictor of road rage. The more stickers, the more likely a driver to exhibit it. The stickers are a good indicator of a driver's territorial disposition. The more territorial one is, the more violent one is prone to be. Nike made an ad where a Samburu tribesman said Nike's slogan "Just Do It" in his native language. An anthropologist called Nike out. The phrase actually meant, "I don't want these, give me big shoes." Nike admitted their mistake and stated, "We thought nobody in America would know what he said." Henry Kissinger was an honorary member of the Harlem Globetrotters. And that's it. Let me know what you thought of this video or which fact blew your mind the most. Leave a like and subscribe because you won't want to miss the next one. I'll see you soon.